Good times anytime you meet a payment. Good times anytime you need a friend. Good times every time from out from under. Not getting hassled, not getting hustled. Keeping your head above water. Making a way when you can. Temporary layoffs. Good times, easy credit ripoffs. Good times, scratching and surviving. Good times, hanging in a job. Good times, ain't we lucky we got them? Doom, 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 doom. Good time. Come on.
What's wrong with
Mama Kathy, you were supposed to hit the soprano. That was your falsetto. I was looking to you.
I can't hit it. That's what my voice is. I sing tenor.
Yeah.
I sing tenor and bass, so go figure.
Tenor and bass. Tenor and bass.
Yeah.
Listen, we're having a good time here today at Live from the Black House. I'm a little late, kinda. But then I'm not, because it's like, can you really be live from the Black House without Darrell? Can you really? Can you really? I'm late today, interestingly enough. I'm like one of our guests today who I would refer to as, you remember those Dos Equis commercials?
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because like at one point he was like a judge, and then he would like doing the military stuff. I'm like, when does this nigga sleep? When does he sleep? Is that even possible? I would see the pictures in the army fatigue, and I'm like, is he still doing this too? Can you do? And he's a father. Give him a medal. Give him a medal. But yes, good times today at the Black House. We're just a few days away from the first day of early vote. Today is February the 11th. Yes, 11th. February which date is early votes? It's the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, February the 17th. We're going to have some fun today. I'm running a little late because y'all know I do TEDx Third Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my mentors was like, you should monetize some of your expertise.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do a boot camp. I do a virtual boot camp. It's 1 week, $200, actually $197. And it's just 1 hour a day. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it's from 6 to 7. And sometimes I overestimate. You ever overestimate?
Always.
You ever go around HEB
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to the counter and then you thinking to yourself, you're like, okay, this has got to be about $100. And you watching, boop, 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 and you looking at the thing, 162. Wait a minute. How much were those greens? How much was that?
Put it back.
Put it back. Put it back. Let me tell you, I have no shame in my putback game. Put that meat back. Frozen foods.
I have two baskets. I have the needs and the wants.
Let me tell you. I was in Detroit. They opened a new Whole Foods. No, it wasn't. Was it Whole Foods? Yeah, they opened a new Whole Foods. Because interestingly, there's no Walmart in Detroit. There's no Target in Detroit. So when they opened the Whole Foods, it was like Juneteenth. Like we lost our minds. So you go to the thing and you're going around and I'm just making groceries. I'm putting stuff in the basket and I don't do the self-checkout. I refuse. And it's
jobs.
Not just about the job. I just don't want to do it. I'm not trained to do this. It's enough. I got to walk around and get the stuff. You think I'm going to sit here and do and bag it? Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I will bypass the self-checkout. One, because I'm not an employee. I was not training. I did not get the safety training. Right. And number two, I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to be tempted. Because let me tell you something. You make me do this, I'm gonna get paid one way or another. So, I'm doing, and so I get to the thing because I see a lady up there, but sometimes, just like at HEB, they'll have the person there, but they're like, no, this is still self-check. I'm just here to help you if you need help. Mm-hmm. I walked away from that stuff. I just left the basket right there, frozen food, cold food. I just walked out, got in my car and went home because I refuse to do it. Mm-hmm. But you know what I do not refuse to do? Host the show.
Go ahead.
I do it for y'all. And it's fun. And it's kind of a cheat code because I get to meet all of the like elected people. Like for some, I mean, I don't know. They want to be around. They want to come. They want to come because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing this. Isaiah's doing it. Isaiah Carey is doing it.
Yeah.
Would that be Uncle Isaiah or Cousin Isaiah? Brother Isaiah? What would he be for me? I'm 39. He's a cousin.
Oh, he's uncle to you.
He's uncle to me?
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it's like the clock is rolling back because he started losing weight.
Yes.
He started losing weight. He started, and then his wardrobe has ticked up.
Yeah.
When he first moved here from Baton Rouge, he was wearing those Supermart suits, right? He was wearing...
Don't be getting on my friend like that.
Let me tell you.
Who stay in Walmart.
Listen, but he's good now.
Yeah.
Now, and he got a little fit. Y'all let me get a little fit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing it too.
He looks good.
He looks good. Well, without further ado, to my right, before we go to it, I'm gonna tell you. Y'all know Reggie?
Yes.
Y'all know Reggie? Let me tell you something. Reggie makes things move around Houston. Some people would say it.
Reggie Stewart, yes.
Reggie Stewart, he's always just clean. Now that's a dresser right there. You've never, he's always got on a coat.
Oh, yeah.
No wrinkles. No wrinkles and a heavy watch. Reggie Stewart. Where your watch at? You running for office. Man. You don't have a watch. What about you? You have a watch? Now he got a watch. You're supposed to have a watch.
Versace.
Yes. To my right, your left, the one and only Josh Wallenstein. Welcome to the Black House.
Hey, I'm just so delighted to be here and not be the military veteran that deserves to get the medal, that has the good watch, that looks like the Dos Equis guy. I'm the other guest. I'm so glad to be the other guest.
Yes, the other guest. So tell the folks what you're running for and why.
Yeah, well, I'm running to be our next state rep for House District 133. It's a district between the Galleria and the Energy Corridor. It's that big rectangle that includes the West Chase corridor and and Tanglewood and Memorial. And I'm running because we need better representation. We need actual representation. I'm really angry with what they're doing to our public schools. Really angry with what they're doing with our healthcare. Really angry with costs for everything. We don't have jobs. We don't have healthcare. We don't have education. And that's a failure of leadership. That's not a failure. That's not an accident. That's not just the vicissitudes of the economy. That is
vicissitudes.
Well, I had to look that one up before I got here.
I tell you something.
I took an SAT.
Let me tell you. Josh Reeds the other day. What's his name? Marlon Smith. Marlon Smith tagged me in some stuff. He tagged me in some stuff telling me I'm too silly about politics. Well, you do a podcast.
Right.
You do a podcast and you do a fundraiser for candidates and you run a nonprofit. And then you call me silly, but till then, no. But as I ate his lunch with my response video, as I cleared the room,
as you will,
I used two words, and it was Antonio Maldonado who called and was like, what are the two words I used? I said facetious, and then I said hubris, right? Okay. I used those two words. I didn't even think those were $5 words, but vicissitudes is definitely.
Well, I kind of prepared for coming on this.
You
show.
prepared because we
pulled
don't
out
play
an
around.
SAT and I just
we don't play.
Going.
We do not play around.
Yeah.
To my left, y'all's right, the Honorable Kathy Bluford Daniels, HCAD, right, and the one and only Carisha, or is some people say Carisha? Carisha, please. Carisha Rogers. You got some big news that you want to share it or no? You don't want to share it?
Which one? Because a couple things.
Oh, well, let's talk about all the news that you want to.
I mean, the main thing is I finally got a job.
That's what I was going to talk about. Can we clap it up? Let me tell you. I saw it. I saw your I think I saw either the pic. No, you shared the picture with me with your name on the wall. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on that. Carisha Rogers is also the co-chair of the Houston Progressive Caucus. Mm-hmm. And y'all are doing amazing work. So congratulations, Carisha.
Yes, thank you.
And then, the other Robin. So if I'm Howard Stern, because I have the glasses and everything.
With the chaps?
Yes.
Okay.
the other Robin, my other mama, the one and only Kathy Bluford Daniels is here tonight too.
Still looking up veracity.
I was just being facetious. Maybe it's my
He was
I know-
facetious.
I know how to
He
spell
was
that now.
Maybe it was my hubris. Maybe it was
Yes,
hubris.
it was hubris. So what makes you want to, I've always wondered when it comes to Texas, the Texas House and the Texas Senate, right? In other states, when it comes to the legislature, it kind of pulls and tugs left, right, center, this and that. What makes you want to run as a Democrat in a body that is just red?
Yeah. I don't think it's just going to be me anymore, because we are flipping everything across the nation. The Democrats are flipping everything we're touching.
Okay.
But not just that. So I think we're going to have a significant body of Democrats in the next session.
Okay.
But also, the more Democrats you've got, the more ability you have to link up with Republicans that have the same values you've got.
Do they exist though?
There are-
Because I don't know.
Well-
I don't know.
So rural Republicans, for instance, really support public education.
Okay.
Abbott was able to knock out a bunch of them, but we
Absolutely.
still got some.
Okay.
And so they really care about public education too, because that sometimes is the only school out
That's
there.
right.
Plus, everybody cares about affordable medical care,
Mhm.
except for apparently our governor and some of the Republicans in seat.
Okay.
But in addition to getting our way by getting on board with Republicans,
Mhm.
there are certain legislators, and I'll just call out a couple of them, Donna Howard and Ann Johnson, who are
Okay.
incredible. They would be mentors in using Robert's rules of order and points of order, and collaborating with Republicans that get their name on the bill that they also
Mhm.
want, and making sure that they put poison pills into bills that they don't want,
Mhm.
and changing legislation so it's not quite as damaging as
Right.
as it used to be. Those are all things that Democrats acting together can make happen.
Can make heaven.
Yeah.
So in the 2011 session, worked for Dr. Alma Allen.
Love Dr.
Let me
Alma
tell you,
Allen.
work for Dr. Alma
Yes,
Allen.
everybody loves her.
Everybody loves her.
She's
You know,
everybody's
hey, can I tell
grandmother.
you that when kids go to Alma Allen's office, she pulls out children's books and she
Yes.
reads with them.
Really?
Oh, wow.
She used to be a teacher. She's amazing.
Of course, did you know that she was Rodney Ellis's
Teacher.
third grade teacher?
No.
Yes.
Let me tell you, and he's 100, right?
Uh-oh. So
Well,
was
she's
that
only-
103?
She's only
He's not 100. And let me tell you something. He's the godfather of Harris. Let me tell you something, Rodney. I was playing. Please, Rodney,
I was being
please.
facetious.
I was being facetious.
Were you
Somebody
being
text
facetious?
Erica Fowler or Erica Lee and let him know I was playing. Brandon, get the word across. I was playing.
Being facetious.
Being facetious. But I did find that shocking that she was his teacher.
I
And
can't believe that.
what was amazing? Yeah, look it up. And they have the same birthday.
Rodney and Alma?
They do. Let me tell you, I worked for her, and that was shocking to me the first time I heard it. So I'm used to it now. But yes, and this is what would be amazing. So one of the rules when you work if you have a staff, your staff will learn.
When I have a
this.
staff.
When you have a staff, because you'll choose as chief of staff, and they'll lace the people up. So the way it works, you don't go home until the boss goes home.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're a legislative aide, if you're whatever, you do not go home. And so in the beginning of session, it's like, we're kind of going home at 6 o'clock or whatever. But when it gets, it will be like 11 p.m.
April and May.
Oh, yeah.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
And Dr. Alma would come in, yoo-hoo, like she was energetic. And I was on the struggle bus. But, that year was 101 to 49. There were 101 Republicans to 49 Democrats. And TMF, Trey Martinez Fisher. And there was a couple of others that had, they would do point of order. And it was like they were like snipers. It was like, that one's gone. And it's like, well, they found some technicality and the blah, blah, with the calendar and the this and that. So that is a way to do it.
And Johnson is a master of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a master.
Yes. And so we know what you're running for. 133.
133.
What's your origin story? How do you even get into all of this?
Oh, man. I'll tell you. I mean, so 133 is a district that has about 45% HISD,
Okay.
almost 50, about 45% Spring Branch, and then
Okay.
a little bit of Katy on the edge.
Okay.
They've destroyed my public school for my kid. They've
Mm.
destroyed my public school,
Wow.
and by the takeover, and I'm so sick of it. I can't handle it anymore.
Mm.
And public education literally saved my life. So my dad died when I was 7.
Wow.
And I had to grow up real fast, and public schools and those public school teachers saved my
right.
life. And I
That's
want to
right.
make sure that every kid has the opportunity that I had, and every kid has the support that I had. And frankly, unfortunately, I don't think that we're giving that to kids anymore. I don't think we're funding public schools. I don't think I think Robin Hood needs to be rejiggered. I don't think we're funding, frankly, teacher salaries well enough. I think our priorities are mismatched because we're more interested in voucher systems and the Bluebonnet curriculum than we are in giving kids a shot at a future.
So what, here recently, there have been some Democrats to beat Republicans. We saw it up in the DFW area.
Mhm.
And it's happening more and more because nationally, like these things kind of just filter down. And I think the water is so tainted to where on the right, I just don't think it's hard for them to excite their base. But how do you win? I will say this, y'all. Josh Wallenstein, I told somebody I was going to donate to him, and he just would not. He would just ring. It was like a bill collector. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I said I was going to do it.
Yeah.
You know? But every time you would call, it's like, I'm merging on 610 or blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it. But I will say, that's what you need to do to win.
Yeah.
So hats off to you because you're a real candidate. There are people that I know that are running right now haven't asked me for a dime.
Well, you want to double down?
Because I got to save it for some of them.
No, but I appreciate what you're saying. Well, let me tell you how we're going to win. So one, this district is very flippable. There are about 5 districts in Texas that are on the edge. This district was a Trump +3 voted for Colin Allred over Ted Cruz. So they don't suffer fools. They voted for Colin Allred over Ted Cruz, and unfortunately, like the rest of Texas, my district is not a red or a blue district. It is a non-voting district. So we got to get people out. But the numbers say that with 6,600 votes, we flipped the district. So I don't have to do 34 points like Fort Worth did. I need to get like a fourth of that. Yeah. And the way to do that is, one, to build up your war chest. And we actually beat the Republican incumbent on my campaign war chest.
Wow.
I'm neck and neck with Gene Wu. Thank you, Gene.
Yeah. You've done your homework too. It's evident you've done your homework. You knew how many votes you need to win the seat. You've obviously been studying that. A lot of people that run don't do that. They want to get out there and just say, I'm running, put their name on there and not know what it takes to win. And the fact that you're talking about education is paramount. And I say that, because I was on the school board with the takeover, and as people are high-fiving everyone about the improvement in school, the reality of it is the information that they're putting out there cannot truly be validated. And according to the systems that we used before, the STAR test, etc.
Well, so they are rating themselves as successful based on statistics that they designed to be met and exceeded. So it's real easy when you get to design the rules and then beat the game.
That's absolutely correct.
But more than that, like it's not just affecting our kids, and it is affecting our kids.
It is.
And it's affecting almost 200,000 kids in HISD that do not, 80% of those kids almost qualify for free or reduced lunch.
That's right.
Like they can't afford private school, they can't afford lunch.
Well, and I think that kind of goes to when we see this big push for vouchers, when we see this big push, it leads the question to think, oh, so people are sending their kids elsewhere because 80% of Houston is not economically disadvantaged. So like, where are these kids going? And does that then mean that it's just like, well, my kids are good, so it's whatever for the rest. For some of these lawmakers that are in Austin when it comes to
I don't think they're looking out for the best interest of our children. But what's 100%. Interesting about what you said is it's not just kids that are fleeing the school district, it's families.
That's right.
So when you look at HISD zoned houses, those prices are going down. Your home equity is going down. The value of your property is going down because people want to get into better school districts.
Yeah.
And HISD is just not cutting it.
I mean, I think that's by design, right? The way that they're using the HISD takeover is to basically prop up the voucher program because they're doing all this to dismantle what the school district can be a reliable asset. Because at this point, it seems like they only want school to be a commodity for the rich.
Did you know, though, that the Texas Constitution mandates universal, high-quality public education? That is a Texas constitutional mandate.
And it's like they
say high quality, but if it's universal and it's
right.
I mean,
but it's not consistent. It's not congruent. I tell everybody, and I know you've heard this story before. I was expelled. I went to the high school for law enforcement for 3 years. That's one of the schools, you got to get in. You got to get into the high school for law enforcement.
Yeah, you had to test into high school.
And then I got to the 11th grade, and it wasn't that I made bad grades. I would do my work. I would be bored, but surprise, surprise, I was a class clown. If Darrell did not want to have class, we were not having class. And then I would do like little mischievous things. So Miss Carlson, some of y'all are watching that went to law enforcement. Miss Carlson was our English teacher, and she was going through a divorce at the time. And her personal life was spilling into our educational lives. And she would give us these tests. And it was like, it was a joy for her to fail everybody. So one day she's in the front of the class and she's like, I have never in my 20 years had 70% of the class to fail. So I let her do her thing. And I raised my hand.
Let her do her thing.
I let her do her thing. I'm like, let her finish. And then I said, with all due respect, it says more about the teacher than the students if the majority of the, right?
That's correct.
And everybody's like, oh, right? And you could see the steam come, because I added to it. I said something about like, I know you may have a lot going on in your personal life. That was it. So she writes me up.
Yeah, she wants you gone at this point.
She writes me up, but from the administrator, and we had Dr. Morris was the principal at the time. And so you could schedule time to meet with Dr. Morris. So I scheduled time and I was like, you're probably going to see this thing, trickle up to you. And I didn't do anything wrong. I was making an observation and blah, 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 blah. And so she took my side. So imagine Miss Carlson. So now I've got an enemy.
Yeah. And right? Cheryl has to go she has to go and get me removed from the school. Cheryl, I understand. But at law enforcement, like everybody passed it was STAR at the time. Everybody passed. So then I get sent to my home school, and I'm kind of glad that it happened because I get sent to Westbury, thousands of kids. You ever see Cooley High? Mm-hmm. It was Cooley High. Mm-hmm. I could not believe my English teacher on the first day, he let us know that was his last year. He explained how the thing worked with the 22 years, with the blah, 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 and he was out of there. So he was not trying to get teacher of the year. He was going to coast. And it was shocking to me to see the disparity between the schools because it seemed like we were being babysat at Westbury. And if I'm not lying. They were babysitting us and not well. Okay. So you think about that and you think about what's actually going on in our school system, and it is a mess.
And what you say is also accurate. So you go to different parts of Houston and they don't look the same. Those schools don't look the same. You go to Sunnyside and they don't look like the West Side. Those are very different infrastructures. And, the AC works on the West Side.
Yeah.
And the buildings are newer on the West Side.
I had District 2.
Yeah.
And so with Wheatley, yay, Wheatley, proud graduate of Wheatley. I am a proud product of Wheatley High School. And of course, people wanted to use that. When I went on the board in 2020, they continuously said Wheatley was the cause for the takeover, etc. And even with the reporters and the newscasts, when they interview us, I say, okay, y'all stop saying Wheatley. Stop saying Wheatley, because the children are hearing this and they're hearing that they are failures. So we know we had a failing school to kick off the TEA takeover. We got that. 5 years. We got that. But stop saying Wheatley failed. They're failing at Wheatley and it's so bad at Wheatley. Let's stop doing that. So there were other elements that was broken at Wheatley for Wheatley to be in the position that where it was. That's what we needed to fix. Teacher turnover programs. They took all the programs out of the schools.
Yeah.
Children. Bel Air has 14 programs at that time when I was on the board. Lamar had, I think vice versa. Bel Air had 14, Lamar had 12. Wheatley had 2.
Right. So
the programs, what is it with the school, with the kick cooking program?
Culinary
arts. Yeah. Hell, we have to fry salami and summer sausages when we go home in the evening. We don't need culinary arts necessarily. It was a good program. Yeah. Let me just say that it was an excellent program, but we need something else to attract students and retain them in our community schools, and to be the caveat for other children to want to come to those particular schools.
Also, but before that, because I wanted to mention, because I went to the Ryan Middle School before I went to the High School for Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice myself.
You did too?
Yeah, I graduated in 2012.
But you had Carolyn Mostique.
Yes.
Because Dr. Morris's last year was the year that I was there. And that's why they kicked me out. If Dr. Morris was there, let me tell you something. If Norma Morris was there, Miss Carlson, and the rest of y'all, right? I would have been walking across the stage. But continue.
But yeah, I think one of the key problems, especially with HISD, is that when a school fails, they effectively give up on that school.
That's right.
They don't
That's
supply
right.
it with resources to
That's
help it
right.
grow. They just basically yell at the administrator saying, "Your school's failing. Fix it, or we shut you down."
That's right.
Because when I was leaving Ryan to go to high school for law enforcement when they were shutting down Ryan Middle School, and I talked to students there, talked to some of my old teachers there. They didn't invest into the school. They just gave up on it, left it to its own devices, and of course, when not getting support, it failed, and now they shut that school down and turned it to Baylor College of Medicine at Ryan.
But it almost becomes like, if you ask me, strategically, it seems like you remove the board, right? You put all of these draconian, that's another one, $5 word.
Okay, let me write it.
Draconian. These draconian rules, NES, which is insane, by the way. And then everybody scatters. So you dismantle the district so that, now where are those children going? They're going to charter schools. And then you insert this voucher thing. And that is the last fail safe for you. It's supposed to be that no matter what zip code you came from, no matter what your parents' paycheck looked like, you should be able to apply yourself, and that should be your elevator.
I think the other thing is too, because this is very common with when going to Ryan and at law enforcement, is that teachers weren't able to teach. They had to teach you to prepare for the next test. Because we had to take like benchmarks every quarter of the year. And of course, like teachers were getting frustrated. Like I heard some of them offhandedly, like, I can't teach. I have to consistently prepare you for this next benchmark, this next benchmark.
So I graduated in 2005. That was the first year that you had to pass the test in order to graduate. That was the first year. When I was in the 4th grade, it was TOS then. It was TOS. And I'll never forget being in the 4th grade, and it was like we had TOS pep rallies and TOS after school things, and we're learning these. It has nothing to do with education. It's like, here's how to bubble in your circle. Here's, it should never be 3 C's in a row. It should be, because you have A, B, C, D. So all these different methods, and it's like you're literally teaching me how to best like navigate a test versus like how to
balance your checkbook.
How to balance it. Yes.
Because they had me, because when I was actually the last class to take the tax test before they smooshed over the STAR. So I took the tax and then was a guinea pig for the STAR test as well. And yeah, it was all just preparing for that. There was nothing, life skills in between. There was nothing to prepare for. The teachers had to find like time on their own hands to be able to teach us that. Because like one of the reasons I work in political is because my political science teacher, who was a lawyer, I said I wanted to be a lawyer. She was like, the lawyer field is extremely full. If you graduate law school, it's going to be a very hard time finding work and like meaningful employment. So if you want to go on the political side, you probably should. And that's what I've been pursuing.
Unless you want to go to JAG, because you were JAG, right? See, I know a little bit. I did my research. But to go back to you, where did you grow up? Tell us your backstory.
What? Austin, Texas. So grew up in Austin, Texas.
Not gonna hold that against you.
I know. Well, come on. Back when Austin was weird. Austin was weird when I grew up there. So grew up in Austin, Texas. Actually went to Congress for a semester to work for Jake Pickle, Congressman Jake Pickle from Austin. But then came back, graduated, went to school at SMU in Dallas on a scholarship. Took a year off and went backpacking in Latin America. Which is what we should all aspire to do. And then took another job as an adventure camping tour guide in the west of the U.S. and then sold out and went to law school. And
where'd you go to law school?
Stanford. Went to Stanford. That's where I learned the word draconian and vicissitude.
Draconian. I still haven't found that.
And then for
Stanford, to look it up.
Yeah, well, 4 syllables, right?
Yes.
And it was so. Did Stanford, worked in New York at a law firm, worked in DC, went to Mexico City for an oil and gas company, then went to Dubai for another oil and gas company, and then came back to Houston for about, almost 15 years, where I was chief compliance officer of a big oil and gas company, and then decided to branch out on my own and stop working for the man and be the man, be the little man.
Let me tell you something. I thought this one was going to be
I'm the world's second most interesting man.
It's a tug of war. It's a tug of war. So we want to acknowledge the people. Listen, I usually have my laptop right here, but I was running late. I was running late.
And then I went to Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq. And World War II, I was in the trenches.
Oh my God.
The Civil War. Yeah.
You think fast. You could come to the barbecue. Just don't
awesome.
bring potato salad.
There you go. Don't bring potato salad.
With raisins.
My Aunt Tanya says, I wish I was there, soprano. Now, Aunt Tanya, you know you're not a soprano. Okay, we're going to let it slide. Nova says, put it back like Denzel. I'm leaving here with something. My mom said, congratulations. Mom, what was the congratulations from? Tyler Smith says, Josh is great.
Awesome.
Tyler
Tyler
Smith.
from 138.
Yes, let me tell you, all this stuff with these numbers.
Listen, that's the other flippable district in this.
It is.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fantastic. It's
absolutely.
right on the
He
edge.
sat right there. I was highly impressed.
Yeah,
with
great guy.
with Tyler Smith. Charlene Jones, who skipped out on us today, says, I totally agree, Kathy. So they're like, yeah, we have some folks that are watching. But
Hi, everybody.
So before we hand it off to our other guest, we're gonna do a quick lightning round, and y'all can chime in too.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. All right. Favorite Houston restaurant? Go.
Oh, killing me.
Top of your head. Don't think too hard.
Mad.
Oh,
It's a Spanish restaurant.
okay.
Mad. Yeah.
I think Alejandra said the same, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it's the best restaurant.
Bud's Barbecue.
Bud's Barbecue. What about you?
Triple J's.
I knew it. I knew it. I should have said it for her. Three artists that are in your playlist on repeat right now.
Oh. Lyle Lovett,
Okay.
Willie Nelson,
Okay.
and
Come on, read the
Albert
room.
King.
Read the room.
Albert King.
Earth,
Albert
Wind,
King.
and Fire. Come on. I was teeing it up for you. It was an assist. Boop. You're supposed to go, bam.
Albert
Earth,
King,
Wind, and Fire.
BB King.
There we go. Hey.
All the
Yo,
kings.
Listen, I taught you something. I want to see if you were paying attention. I
Oh
taught you
my
something
goodness.
before we came in. Come on. There you go. All right. You passed. You passed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Josh Wallenstein running for the 133rd district. It is flippable. It is Spring Branch. It is a little bit of Katy, and it is HISD. So thank you very much. We're going to swap out. And yeah, give me the one shot, and then y'all going to, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next guest, I've said it. He was you good. Yeah, we're good. The most interesting man, they used to have the Dos Equis commercials. Do you remember that?
Right.
So they would have the Dos Equis commercial, and then he would always be doing something. It would be like he flies with bald eagles.
Right.
He summers in South America.
He's the captain of a ship.
Yes. And so this one right here, I would see. And I was like, oh my goodness, like how is he able to do this stuff? The one and only. Now, here's another thing. I often get called his first name. Okay. People usually mess up. And growing up, I would correct people. He would be like, Daryl. Today, I just look at you like you're stupid. You're like, Daryl? Is there a Daryl? I'm like, and then they'll say, oh, Darrell, why didn't you say something? I was like, I didn't know. The one and only, the honorable Daryl Jordan. Welcome to the Black House.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Yes.
you. Look, and I tell people all the time, when I took the bench, I asked the bailiffs, can people just call me Daryl? And they said, well, they need to call you by your title. I said, well, my mom told me I was somebody before I got here. So I'm okay.
I like that.
I'm okay
I like
just
that,
being
but
called
let me
Daryl.
tell you something. God knows who to promote because you let them call. I'm gonna be at Starbucks. They're gonna be like, no, that's Judge Darrell.
It makes it more personal.
I'll put it, no, that is very true. You know who you are, and that's very interesting. So I'm very curious, as I said before, and that was no BS. Like I would look at your Facebook, and you'd be like, yeah, like I'm being deployed to such and such, and I yada yada, and I'm like, wow, how did this come to be?
Oh, I volunteered. It's almost like being in a football team and everybody else is playing and you're not playing. You just show up to practice and everybody else gets in a game. So there was a deployment. I was at year 19, and you can retire at 20. And so I was like, well, I'm going to go on this deployment, then I'm going to get out. And I went on the deployment, came back, got signed to an infantry unit, and it was a really great commander. I mean, just everything you could think about an old school, grumpy, white infantry commander, like hardcore. And he pulled me in his office. He said, Daryl, you need to be a lieutenant colonel get the person in here right now, enroll him in that class. And he just really motivated me. You know, he just really motivated me because, you know, when I dive into something, I dive all the way in.
Yeah.
And so he would call me every day on my way to work to my civilian job and ask me for updates on cases. And so, yeah, it was just he was a really great commander. Really great commander. I appreciate him a lot.
So tell us about your where did you grow up?
I grew up between Albany, Georgia, and it's not Albany, it's Allbeny. Albany. Okay. I grew up in Albany.
That's a real small place. So that's what I thought you were gonna say.
So well, we had 4 high schools, so you couldn't tell me nothing. We were and we had a mall. We had a mall too, so you couldn't tell me anything.
You had a Walmart and a Target?
Yes, we had all those.
Okay.
We had all those things. And my parents were split. And so I mean, it just real hood. Just everything. I mean, by the time my dad had me at 20, by the time they were 22, there were 3 boys. And everybody was broke. And so when my parents split, of course, my dad didn't want to pay and my mom wanted the money, so she would come take us out of school. And my dad would just we never came home. And then the other one, they would let us switch. So if I got a whooping from my dad and my mom came to town to visit, I'm going back with her. And they didn't care because both of them had something to gain from us either leaving or staying. So it was just literally chaos. Really? Chaos. And so that's why I tell people, man, I'm living the dream life right now.
So your parent, were you a fan of the divorce?
What? No, they black. They never got divorced.
Oh, they never got married. They never got married.
But no, they were married.
Okay.
They just didn't get divorced. Yeah, until like a long time. I mean, I was in my 30s when they got divorced.
Oh, wow. My God.
In my 30s, and so
that's black. That's real.
That's real black right there.
Yeah, I mean,
by the time they put that money aside for the income tax. She finally got tired
before the funeral.
Before the funeral, yes.
Yeah, I mean, my grandmother played a huge role. It was constant. We were on the phone. Call your mama. She said she was coming back to get y'all yesterday. So we passed by. But the thing is, you know, now I've learned. I experienced trauma growing up. But I'm like, is it really trauma if everybody was getting whooped with extension cord? You know, is it really trauma? But you don't process it as anything different.
True.
Anything different.
And it sort of, to me, it sets you up. Like, my father was like, oh my God, like it was borderline. I watched Lifetime movies and I was like, wow, like he was doing all of that. But what it did when I started working at the prison, and like that was supposed to be tough. I'm like, this is not. Oh, y'all think that's something, you know? And so it does sort of insulate you from that.
Yeah.
And so eventually, like, how do you end up? I mean, at some point you go to law school. When did you have time to do all this?
So after undergrad, I moved to Houston.
Where'd you go to undergrad?
University of Missouri.
Okay.
And my daughter's there now, so she'll be a 3rd generation graduate.
Shout out Charlene, who's from Missouri.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Robin of the Black House.
Yeah, and so. So I moved down here and started going to law school, met James Douglas, been wearing boots ever since.
You want to hear something interesting?
What's that?
James Douglas is my grandfather's cousin. It's the same Douglas. Yeah.
Wow. And so, yeah, that was it. Then I was walking around every level of my life. In college, I was president of my fraternity. When I got to law school, I was president of the law school. And James Douglas pulled me aside my last semester. It was the fall semester going into the spring, and he said, you need to go do this internship in Austin. Wow. And I was like, well, Dean, because TSU had it set up where you had to take some classes that second semester. They were only offered in second semester. He said, you need to go do this internship in Austin. And I went to meet Judon Boney, old school legend. And they let me into the internship program, and I did 2 sessions in Austin. First one for Hubert Vo. The first session, he was there in 2005.
Hubert Vo was there?
Yeah, he had beat Talmadge Heflin.
What year is this?
2005.
Hey, that's the year that I graduated.
Yeah.
Okay.
He beat him by 16 votes, so they had this whole big thing to remove him. And then after I graduated from law school, I was convinced I wanted to be a lobbyist. So, because when we were staffers, we would go. They had this place called the Brown Bar. We would go sit at the Brown Bar and eat and just wait for somebody to come up and look at us in a suit. They were like, who do y'all work for? Yeah. And then they say, all right, remember me if I stop by. Okay, we remember you. We hungry again.
Exactly.
We're hungry again.
People told me that they were like, you'll never have to pay for your lunch.
Yeah.
I thought they were kidding.
Yeah.
That's how I got here. Okay, let me tell you, we were eating steaks. Okay, and I knew which ones was doing the, and then you get to learn which like AT&T would always have the good parties, and then Waste Management would have the good parties.
You basically became a critique. You can go in and give 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10 or whatever. Because you go, they would assign events to us every day.
You would have to attend.
International Beer Importers. I used to love Gator Days, which is Chamber County. They would have alligators.
Did they have the funeral association with the chocolate caskets?
No, I would never go to by nature, I'm a helper, so I don't do good at funerals or people in the hospital. I pray for you, but I don't want to see you in a position where you need help because I want to do something about it.
Yeah. But no, those were indeed the days. So you work, and James Douglas. I remember when I moved to Seattle. He reached out because I had been volunteering with the NAACP and stuff like that. When I moved to Seattle, he reached out, and this is months later. He's like, there's a guy who you need to know. He introduced it. Like, there are people like that still exist.
That's true.
Yeah. And look, let me clear something up. Rodney Ellis is a great mentor.
I never said he was.
No, I'm not saying that.
Get me in trouble.
I'm not saying get me in trouble. No. But he's from the old school.
Yeah.
So when people always say, well, no, Ellis told him to do that. The Ellis don't operate like that.
Right.
He don't operate. That's not how he operates.
Now, I'll tell you, some 10 years ago, let me tell you, I have matured. Okay. Before I had all this gray in my beard. Now I'll still turn up. But 10 years ago, I was like really calling out our elected officials, and he ended up in the mix, And so he reached out through Damian Thaddeus Jones. And that's a name.
Yeah.
The more you know.
I remember.
And he's like, hey, and he was in the Senate at the time. He's like, hey, Senator Ellis wants to like meet with you. And I was like, oh, so when are we going? He's like, no. You. And really cool. I think there are people like that are great mentors. There's T-Lip. He, you can't question it. You can't question the
fruit.
The fruit of the labor. And it just is what it is. Like, it's certain stuff that I get to do that people be like, but how does he? Because I'm Darrell. It's like asking, like, why does he get to do? Like, do you know there are people that hit me up and they're like, you have to have me on because you had my opponent on. You don't pay for this, right? So Rodney doesn't have to, right? And similarly, some people can look at, and sometimes it's good. Like, Rodney's also supporting Christian Menifee. And I'm a Christian Menifee fan. So, hey, it's good, but then sometimes it's not. So you're now running for a district clerk.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows by now what district clerk does, right? We handle all the legal documents, right? With your first touch point.
You just got a big raise.
Well, no, see, that's the problem. That's why there's 8 people in the race, because they don't know how to. Let me be positive. The process is, if you are an elected official, you can go before a committee and make a grievance.
Yeah.
And so Marilyn Burgess did that. Right?
You can, but you shouldn't. But continue.
It's best, And so she went in front of that committee, but then it goes to commissioner's court. Commissioner's court did not approve it. And so there's no other. I can't understand why 8 people are in this race and only 3 of us have any legal experience.
If I might interject something, you say everybody knows what the district clerk is. I don't think that's a safe assumption.
Okay.
Right.
I think that those of us that are in the political world, we know.
I just meant because I figured everybody else already been on here and told everybody.
Talk to us. Even though we're in a circle, like we're in the 5th grade. Like we don't, because we don't all know what the district clerk is.
Okay, so
it's important to get the word out there too.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, here, I'll give you some of my,
because this will be your clip.
Yeah,
this will be your. They'll give us the 2 shot, and then you'll get 60. Do y'all see how this works? So the clips is where it is.
That's
so
right.
you get it's like teeing it up like volleyball, like boop.
Yep.
And then you say, well, and then boom, then you go viral on TikTok.
So here, let me give you some of my ideas. Okay, so the clerk cannot release people from jail, but the clerk can fool with the process. So if there's currently 2 people staffing the jail release team, you can put 4 people there. You can have them, instead of passing everything paper by paper, you can automate it. And so right now, if somebody kicked in the door, came and grabbed me out of the seat and arrested me, and Darrell followed me down, paid my bond, the minute I hit that door of the jail, it would probably take me 24 to 30 hours to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And that is simply paperwork, right? And so how much it costs $86 a day to keep somebody in the Harris County jail. If they're not healthy, it's $300 a day. So how many millions of dollars would be saved each year by simply caring? Because I don't have any magic ideas. It's just caring. Another thing that the clerk's office handles is when a judge signs an order. In criminal court, we sign an order, release somebody from jail. It is published that day. They are released. Right now in the civil courts, the judge signs an order. It takes like 5 days
for what
before it's published. And so you as the lawyer, the appellate deadline starts when the judge signs, but you getting it 5 days late instead of the same day.
See, now here's the difference. So 2 of your people have been here. We had Desiree Broadnax and we had Donna Glover. Donna Glover with the cowboy hat. See, why y'all laughing?
I'm not laughing.
I ain't say nothing.
I'm not laughing.
So Donna Glover, who was acting a fool at Grace's, from what I understand, because Donna likes to pass out her cards. She loves to show up places and pass out literature, whether she is invited or not. Donna Glover will show up and pass out because she's campaigning. That's what some people do, right? And if asked to leave, she's still gonna pass a couple out on her way out. So we had Donna Glover, we had Desiree Broadnax. We have not had this level of, so I have heard the argument that the person who's there should be someone with legal experience. And before now, I didn't understand why.
I didn't either.
But hearing him rattle this stuff off is like, oh, it's a little more complex than
yeah.
Right.
And see, that's the education part of me. I want to be able to educate people because I don't like that assumption with like acronyms that people understand what the district clerk's responsibilities are.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you to kind of
educate
it and break
and
it
I'm
down.
happy to talk. Even if you go file a lawsuit, like you hire a lawyer, let's just say divorce. I don't condone divorce. I know it happens, but let's just say you want to get a divorce. You go down, you done saved up for 6 months to get your money together. You go give it to your lawyer. Your lawyer goes down, files the petition, and then a citation is issued, and then it has to be given to the other party. And you call your lawyer 5 days later, you said, well, have they been served? No, not yet. We don't have the citation. You call 5 more days. No, we don't have. That's on average right now. It's taking 10 days. And so you're waiting. You expect some type of justice. And the problem is nobody cares enough to change it. That's how when I became a judge, I was able to go do bail reform. Anybody could have done it, but nobody cares. So it's those small things like that. And people say, why do you want to go be the clerk? Because I'm a problem solver. I want to go solve the problems.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? So I talked about working for Dr. Alma Allen. So the long and short of it is I had worked for the prison system for 5 years. When I left, I was a lieutenant. So I had a unique, not only experience of working at the prison, but like managing, the prison. So she was vice chair of corrections that session. And so there were other people with criminal justice experience, but there would be some bills that would be laid out and I would read through and I'd be like, well, here's this niche thing that I could say this won't work and here's why. That only, I'm looking around at other people in the room like, oh, none of these people have done that. So they don't even know what they're looking at. And that's kind of, I guess, the point that you're making, that because you know the different levels of it, you know what it's like to be a lawyer, you know what it's like to be a judge, and you have a better understanding of it, that's why.
Right. So you can, like, I'm not blessed with a good palate. I still love Wendy's, but there are people who can, eat something and tell you everything that's in that dish by only having a spoonful of it. The last idea I'll tell you about is juror pay. At Harris County, minimum wage is $20. Anybody that the county is bringing down there to serve on a jury should be paid what? The minimum wage that Harris County already has considered to be sufficient. So if you make less than 20, you should receive a supplemental pay, because people normally say jury of your peers, but really the law talks about a true representation of a cross section of the county. And so if you're working $7 an hour, $10 an hour, and then somebody on your first day, you get 30, your second day, you get $58. Can you afford to serve? No. So all the poor people are essentially eliminated. That's why right now, 50% of people who show up are over 50 and white. Everybody else is underrepresented. The young people, Black and brown people, they're all underrepresented. And so we need to have a better system. And it maybe somebody has to sue the county, like with bail reform. Maybe somebody has to sue the county, and then that it goes all around the country because you're eliminating people. And the case was Taylor versus Louisiana, and they basically automatically opted women out of serving. And so even though that wasn't the intent, they could come back and opt in. They said, no, this is not going to work. Last idea, I know I said last idea before, but a jury app. Why should you have to come down there 8:00 in the morning and watch a 20-minute video, sit there for 3 hours drinking the free coffee, then have to go stand outside the courtroom? How about you watch some videos from your sofa, submit your ID, all your required paperwork on the app or on your computer, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then you get a 90-minute push notification, phone call or text saying report downtown. And then if you're halfway there and they don't need you, thank you, turn around, go home, we'll send you a check in the mail. Because I just feel like a lot of people don't come because they have shown up and waited all day. And then they were told, we don't need you.
And then word spreads.
Well, you ain't gonna never see me again.
Yeah. And then word spreads because it's like, oh, you had what happened when you went down there? And then it becomes.
And right now they are spending $250,000 on a consultant to tell them why black and brown poor people are not coming down for jury service.
You know what it reminds me of? It also reminds me of the grand jury. So some 10 years ago, you were one of our notaries public.
Yeah, I served on grand juries too.
Oh,
and actually got it because what we noticed was. And this is around the time of everything that happened with Ferguson. We were like, oh, they were going through the transcripts. And then we found out ours are sealed. So you can't do that. And then for the first time, a lot of us were understanding the difference between a petit jury and a grand jury. And then it was like, well, how does one get on a grand jury? And it was like, oh, you have to fill out this form. It has to be notarized, this and that. So we had what we call the race to 1,000, where we went to Wheeler Avenue, Holman Street. We were at all these churches and we were, the retired postal workers and teachers were applying to do it. And so we took all these applications down to the county, and I'll never forget the ladies. And we had the media in tow, and it was like, I was like, yeah, like sometimes you have to do that in order to shine a light on the issue. We were pulled in to a meeting with District Clerk Burgess to figure out, like they had they had questions around like, oh, should we go to barbershop? Should we do this? And they knew that we did community work. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you paying Mustafa Tamimis, you paying outreach strategists, right? Give me some money.
Right.
I don't work for free.
Right.
Where do you think that $250,000 went to?
Right.
Outreach strategist, probably. Oh yeah. I looked it up. Yeah, I know. You teed it up for me, boop, right? And it's not to knock them for the work that they do, but it's like, why is it discounted when it comes from me? I know the $5 words and this and that, or is it that it becomes an expectation very similar to the people who show up for jury duty that like, oh, we get you at a discount. So let me pick your brain. Click my link, $250 an hour. Right. But
well, it should be. But the thing about it, and we had a discussion when I was serving on the grand jury that we didn't have enough participation from people of color in grand juries. And when I went there, I was surprised to see how mechanical it was with all the files that came to the grand jury room. Smokey Phillips and I were on one of the grand juries together, and they had been rubber stamping them. And the first thing they looked at was to see any previous convictions. Well, I'm from Fifth Ward. So in my mind, previous convictions stamped on the outer cover of a folder. Serious? I'm serious. Then you see that and you think, oh, this is a bad apple. Well, hell, the conviction may have been 20 years ago, may have been 15 years ago. So we need people to serve in those spaces that have common sense, that can utilize common sense to be able to go through those files and said, okay, this is worth going forward, and this is not. We had a person that was being charged for, he was stopped for walking on the wrong side of the road. Right. Wow. That was probable cause. And me and my smart ass, okay, I asked the ADA, well, do you know the right side? And he was like, no, which side are you supposed to walk on? And he didn't know. So why do we stop someone? Initially, it's a probable cause for walking on the wrong side of the road. When they stopped him and took him to jail, he had residual something in his pocket. Well, hell, don't stop him. I'm not saying it's okay
Yeah,
to have the residual.
You gotta
but
have
don't
probable
stop.
cause.
Right.
You gotta
don't
have
stop
it.
it.
And yeah, they used to get mad at us for dismissing cases, but if there's no PC, there's no PC. And I remember when Sandra Bland, when that issue happened, they appointed me as a special prosecutor, and we went down there and were able to get an indictment. But the system needs a lot of work. It needs to be fair play in every direction.
It does.
And speaking of, and it's topical, because Sisters-in-Law was 10 years ago. And, okay, let me tell you, it's Jolanda Jones. Okay, it's Vivian King, it's Juanita Jackson, and some other. Let me tell you something. You need to watch it, okay? And on one of the episodes, because I just was watching it a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "How did I miss this?
He
Why did nobody tell me that?"
He binged
I
it.
binged, and then it was like they were congratulating you for being assigned that. And that I got a text from Tallarico. No, sir. Okay, this is a Jasmine Crockett household. But back to you. 8:20. 8:20 p.m. Rashawn is watching.
Rashawn's watching. So when you talked about that idea of filing a lawsuit, you listening, my little brother. We got work to do.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Rashawn, Sasha, the whole crew. Joy Davis. Love me some Joy Davis. Her sons.
Yes.
I forget who it is. The one that does communications for them with the curly hair. You know what I'm talking about?
Both of them have curly hair.
Yeah, I'm talking about the she's like the communications organizer.
Exactly
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but 5 points for her too.
Yes.
Well, Quincy was gracious enough. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be charged for it, but it's okay. It's okay. Gave us an extra few minutes. I want to thank you for being
Quincy's out there laughing. Quincy, you know he didn't forget.
Look, I texted him. I said, "Can we get 10 more minutes?" He didn't reply. He put it up there on the thing so I can see. But point taken. Listen, one of these days I'm gonna come here and they're gonna have a note outside that's like enough.
Where's Darrell?
Yes. Any last words?
Look, it's very important that we put our best forward. Right. In November, Chris Daniels is waiting. Former district clerk, also a lawyer, and he's chomping his bit to see anybody but me show up. Right. Because this, I mean, you see the difference. When I go places, I talk in great detail to demonstrate an understanding. I don't say stuff like pay parity or you know, I'm going to take on Abbott. I don't say stuff like that because you cannot do that in this role. This is a ministerial. Rules and laws have already been made, and you are an order taker. What do you say? Okay, what's next? You know, that's what your role is. It's not there to, like when I was a judge, I was doing all kind of stuff. I can't even give anybody them with a side what they call it when they go read them at the funerals and everything. Proclamation. Resolution. We can't even give anybody a resolution. We have no policy making authority. It is ministerial and administrative. So the only thing I can control is process. Add more people. Let's get better computers, a better network. You know, let's put managers back into the office with the people instead of having directors, because we know what happened when the boss away, right?
The cats will play.
That's it. So get people down there and work. The judges need more clerks in their courtroom, but until we get more clerks, how about let's 4 courtrooms on the floor? How about let's be a team? So when you finish your work, come help me with my work, and vice versa. You know, and so one team, one fight. That's what my commander would always say.
That's all right.
So the clerk that's in the courtroom is under the district clerk?
Right.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I did not.
Almost like an ADA, assistant district attorney in every courtroom. And so, it's clerk, same thing.
So then the district clerk is the clerk. I learned something new. I did not know that. I did not know that.
And it's hard to learn when people don't know.
It's hard to learn.
You don't know what to ask.
That was shade right there.
No, I just
that is shade. Yeah, no, I like it because it's hard for people to learn because if the person's sitting there,
blind can't lead the blind.
So,
huge fan.
Before I get in trouble, and I think I may have gotten in trouble a little bit tonight. We'll see in the morning. We'll see my DMs. This has been great. Thank y'all for joining us as well. Every Wednesday we do this. Really excited to see what happens in the very near future. There's some really good news that I'm scared if I share it, then it'll be rescinded, and then it'll be like,
You from
No,
Louisiana?
Don't share.
I want to share, but there's some very good news. Let's just say stock prices shooting up here at the Black House, and I really enjoy doing this because I believe that we cannot just say vote, vote, vote if people don't understand what they're voting for.
That's correct.
And if they don't know the people and the stories and how their lives can be impacted by the people who sit right here and right over there. Don't forget, February 17th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. is when you can early vote for any of these awesome people. Go out, look at their Facebook pages, look at their social media. Come here for the next few Wednesdays. We've been popping up a few times during the week too. But get to know the people. These are very important choices because the people who we choose on March 3rd will go on, right? And in some cases, it's an uphill battle. Depending on who's in some of these seats.
And don't forget, we got Josh over here from the cookout.
Josh from the cookout. Let me tell you, these two very interesting people, backpacking in South America, Stanford Law. Let me tell you something. God knows who to promote, because if I was Stanford Law, let me tell you, I'd be the Honorable Darrell Douglas all the day long. And with that, thank you and good night.